1 and 3. Yep, so not quite yet because you're actually streaming right now.
So my wife got me this weird new tool for Christmas, and at first I thought it looked kind of crazy.
Hey everybody, this is Vanessa and Sarah from WBTV, and you're listening to Paranormal Hour, the podcast where we talk about everything paranormal and supernatural with special guest Rick, who is also Sarah's dad. So, Sarah, would you like to start off?
Sure. We're going to start off with, it's more so like a true story with some history in it. I mean, more so to just, I guess, get into the mood of just scary paranormal stuff. So this story is about a lady. Her name was Sarah Winchester. She was an American heiress. I think that's how you say it. Who she was really wealthy, and after the passing of her husband William Winchester, he was the, I think, great grandson of the creator of the Winchester rifle that was used. That was like, it was used a lot. It was really popular. She actually she went through a lot of like misfortune, started with the passing of her like infant daughter, and then following like soon after it, her husband died from tuberculosis.
Oh.
After she had to deal with the loss of her family, she left Connecticut and she moved out west to California, where she bought like a really big farmhouse. She ended up beginning like what was considered one of the world's biggest and longest renovation on the house. I mean, the only time once she finally stopped doing it was when she passed away on September 5th, and it was in 1922. It's like it went on from like 1886 to 1922. It was just like it was constant construction. A few details about it was like 10,000 windows, 2,000 doors, 160 rooms.
Wait, was that in the house?
Yeah,
Wait, was it her house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
She had like 47. I think that's what they said. 47 stairways and fireplaces.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, 13 bathrooms, 6 kitchens. It was believed that she did all of this to either confuse spirits that people believe were haunting her from the Winchester rifle they were killed by the Winchester rifle.
Yeah.
Or they just thought that she went mad from guilt. But I mean, to this day, they still honestly they don't know, and it's just one of the biggest mysteries.
Okay, so that was your whole story?
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a question. I'll answer the question first, and then you can answer it. So, what do you think happens, like, after you pass away? That's kind of getting to, like, the supernatural stuff. Me, personally, I'd like to believe that, like, we reincarnate, but at the same time, I don't know, because I wouldn't want to, like, reincarnate as an animal. I feel like I would pass away so easily if I was an animal.
True.
But I also like the idea of, like, going to heaven and seeing, like, my previous family members who have passed away and kind of reuniting with them. Yeah. What about you?
I mean, that's kind of how I see it too. I don't have a set belief on what happens afterwards, but I'd like to believe that I'd like to believe that once we die, we pass on and we go to heaven. We get to be with our loved ones again. But I mean, I guess we'll never know. So it's nice to just
be able to, like, imagine what happens.
Yeah, just to imagine and live in the moment that you have right now.
Okay, I have one more question, and then we can bring on our special guest. Okay. This one is, have you had any paranormal experiences? I'll go first.
Okay.
I wouldn't really, like, say it was a paranormal experience, but, like, sometimes I'll leave my house and, I make sure the lights are turned off every time I leave my house, and then I'll come back, and some of them are, like, turned on, and it really freaks me out, but, because it makes me, like, think someone, like, broke in, but obviously no one did that, so I don't really have any explanation for that, but, yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of paranormal, but it's just freaky.
Yeah, it's freaky. Even just thinking, like, how you can easily forget, and just how your I guess mind works with that stuff, just how scary it could be. But I don't know, that's kind of the same thing that happens to me sometimes. It's more so, I mean, I have like ADD, so I'm
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
It could just be me forgetting that I move stuff a lot,
Uh-huh.
but there's been a lot of times where I'd be home, I'd be home alone, and
Oh, I hate that.
and I'll walk out of the room, and I might like, I'll have my phone on the counter or something, and then all of a sudden it's just gone, and I see it for some reason like sitting around the kitchen area, or I'll have a drink or something, and it's the same. Like, I don't think I did that, but
Yeah.
I want to hope that I did.
Uh-huh.
But there's been times where things have turned on their own.
Yes, I hate that. It's so freaky.
Like, I have my own Alexa, and
Oh.
there's been so many times that it's turned on its own. We have multiple in our house, and they turn on, and they end up there's been times they've talked to each other.
Ah, that's so creepy.
Yeah. And then there's one story when I was younger, and a lot of people would think it's probably just like child imagination, because
Yeah.
I was probably like in kindergarten when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sitting at my back door, which it's all like glass, so I was just sitting down on the ground, and my grandma, she used to live behind us, so I just was looking back there, looking around,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know, her yard was really pretty.
Yeah.
And she lived in a small wooded area, and I was looking around where she like had a pond, and all of a sudden I just saw, it was like this really tall shadow figure. It looked like it was like probably 7 foot to me.
Yeah.
And it was just like really broad. It was a really like, I don't know, it was like a solid shadow figure.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I just see it step out from behind one of the trees and run back behind another tree. And it was running towards, sounds weird, but it ran towards my grandma's bedroom window.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I knew that she went back home to, I'm presuming that she was really tired, so she went to sleep. So
Yeah.
it went to, I guess, go check on her, but the creepy part is, and there was somebody that did pass away there.
Uh-huh.
It was my grandpa. He passed away there.
Oh.
And my mom, she told me that when he passed away there, that he said that he would watch over them and keep them safe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And at the time, I'd like to just think that that's him. That was him watching over her, making sure that she's safe.
Okay, that's cute. I feel like when children like see like things like that, like it's kind of more believable, because I feel like little kids wouldn't make something up like that, because they're just like growing up, and I feel like stuff like that would scare them. So I feel like they wouldn't really lie about that, in my opinion. But I
was
don't know.
definitely scared afterwards, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt safe, so that was
Yeah,
that was
good.
a nice feeling.
Okay.
And after that, ever since, I'd have dreams, but I don't know, I always felt like I was being protected by it.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah. I don't think all ghosts are, like, evil. Definitely not. Because, like, instances like that where, like, a loved one, you know, becomes a ghost and they just watch over you and they're trying to protect you, but you can definitely feel that they're there. That's always nice. But now we're going to go on to a little break while we get our special guest. So, yeah, we'll be back. Okay, so Sarah's dad did not want to answer. So fake for that. It's okay though. So we're just gonna continue with the questions that we were gonna ask him.
We can just ask each other.
Yeah, okay. So my question is, first off, do you have any pets?
We have a lot.
Oh, really?
We have like 3 dogs, and then I don't know. We never got any of our cats fixed, so we just have constant litters of cats. We have like maybe 2 litters of cats.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that was just part of the question, but so I was gonna ask, do you think pets can detect paranormal stuff like ghosts? Because you know how sometimes like dogs will just bark at something random, or like cats will like meow at something that like is just not even there.
Yeah, I don't know. My dogs, they especially with where we live, we don't get many people passing by, and we live out in the middle of nowhere. So, I don't know. Once they like to, there's been many times where they've gotten up on one of our armchairs that is set up against our front porch windows. And they'll get up there, and it will be just dark. It'll be dark out, and they'll just be staring through the window at somewhere random on our porch, and they'll start barking. There's another time when actually I was watching my sister's dog.
Yeah.
And this was maybe like his second time being at our house. So he wasn't so used to it, but at the same time he wasn't like scared of everything. It wasn't like it was a completely new environment to him.
Yeah.
But we have this like horseshoe framed on our wall because it's from my grandpa. I guess my grandpa's a major part of the story, but I don't know. He wasn't even really barking at it so much. He was just staring and kind of I don't know. I wouldn't say barking, but I mean,
was he like whimpering or
a little? It was like a back and forth of like barking and whimpering. So I don't know if.
Aww.
And he was wagging his tail, so I don't know. But he was doing that while just staring at the horseshoe. So I don't know.
Well, all this stuff just kind of is ironic considering you live in the middle of nowhere.
I know. It's not like there's constant cars passing by,
Yeah.
so whenever I see them staring out the window, it creeps me out.
Okay, I have a cat. Sometimes, like, she'll meow at, like, literally nothing, and, I mean, it's not that scary to me because she's a baby. Like, she literally just meows at everything. But, I've been to people's houses, and I'll, like, sleep over at my friend's house, and I'll be more awake than my friend. Like, she'll already be sleeping, and her dogs will come down, and they'll just be barking at nothing, and it scares me so much because I know that, like, people think that, like, dogs can detect ghosts, and it just scares me so much because I'm like, what are you barking at?
Yeah, one of my best friends, her dog, it scares me so much whenever I go over because he literally, it'll be late at night, we'll be like watching something, then all of a sudden he runs over to a corner of her living room, and it's always the same corner.
Yeah.
And he stands there and he just barks at it, and he looks like he's always trying to like get something to leave, and it scares the crap out of me.
Okay, one last question before we end. Have you ever experienced a sleep paralysis?
Yeah, once I actually, it was weird. It was like I was in. I'm guessing this is how most go usually.
Yeah, you're in bed.
Yeah, you're in the same exact spot you are where you fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But creepy part is, like, once again, I don't know if I was just dreaming. I don't know how that stuff works, but I ended up. It was like ever since I saw the shadow figure. I want to think it's good, but it's like ever since I saw the shadow figure, I see it a lot in my dreams, and I don't know. There's times where I feel like I'm like being protected by my grandpa, but at the same time, I've had dreams where I see the shadow figure and it's like walking towards me, but I feel like I'm in danger.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like I'm being protected by my grandpa, but there's
times
something more there.
I've never had a sleep paralysis, and I'm glad I've never had a sleep paralysis.
It's scary.
Yeah, I've heard they're scary, and I don't think I'd ever be able to sleep if I ever had one. But that's all the time we have today, so thank you guys for tuning in and listening. Yeah, bye-bye.